friends. I am going to take you through level 2-3 hip opening sequence. Just remember, everything's optional. Don't take it too seriously. My name's Jessica, by the way. I'm a 200-hour RYT, Baptiste train. So let's get started. We're gonna start in child's pose. So your choice, either knees wide or knees close together, but either way, the two big toes are gonna touch behind you. And if the knees are wide, you're just gonna sink the torso in between the thighs. If the knees are closer together, you're just gonna let the torso drape over the thighs. Both are gonna give you different results. Knees wide is gonna give you more of a lower back bend. Knees closer together is gonna give you more of a full back stretch. So just play around with it, find what you like. Arms can be long, arms can be alongside the body, maybe stacking the hands and letting the third eye rest on stacked hands. Just get as comfortable as you can. Close the eyes if they're not. And just start to let go of anything you might be holding on to. Start to deepen the inhales, the exhales, and we're gonna let that breath flow in through the nose, out through the nose. And with each round of breath, you're just gonna find yourself in a deeper variation than the one before. Finding your deepest, most intentional breath, and keeping in mind that this breath is going to carry you through the whole entire practice. You're going to use these inhales and exhales to guide you from pose to pose. You're going to use them to help maintain your poses, and you're also going to use them to deepen your poses if you choose to do so, but trying your best not to compromise your breath, not to hold your breath. And just another moment here. We're going to stay in child's pose, but if the arms aren't stretched out long, just go ahead and stretch the arms out long. You're going to spread the fingers wide, flatten the hands into the mat, and then make the motion like you're just trying to push the mat away from you, which will draw the hips closer towards the heels. Just be mindful the shoulders aren't creeping up. You should start to feel a gentle stretch through the side bodies. Another breath here. And then just walk the arms and the torso over to the right. And you're just gonna get a deeper stretch through the left side body here, but you're still pushing the floor away. Sits bones or hips are still drawing down towards the heels, and then rotate the left armpit down towards the arches to get into that left side body a little bit more. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Then let's walk it back through center and right away over to the left. Same thing here, push the earth away. Sits bones draw down towards the heels, and then you're rotating the right armpit down towards the arches to get into that right side body a little bit more. Be mindful that the shoulders aren't creeping up towards the ears. Relax the jaw, relax the breath. Perfect, then let's walk the hands back to center. Pause at center for a moment. And then let's walk the hands up towards the knees, bringing the torso with it as well. If the knees are wide, you're gonna bring the knees hip distance. Inhale, sweep the arms and torso up. You're gonna connect the palms, relax the shoulder. Keeping the upper arms in line with the ears, you're gonna bend at the elbows, bring the thumbs to the back of the neck. Push into the tops of the feet, move the hips forward, bring the gaze up. If you start to feel pinching in the lower back, back out immediately. Then you're going to inhale, bring the arms and torso up. Exhale, bring the hands down and bring yourself into a tabletop position. So wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, fingers widespread, hands flat. And then just flowing through some cat-cows here. So as you inhale, you're going to drop the belly down, bring the gaze up, really open up the heart. As you exhale, looking down and arching the back up. So just breathing and moving. Certainly connect your breath with your movement. Whole inhale into one pose. Whole exhale draws you into the next. Build heat in the spine, movement in the spine. Good, and then we're just gonna go through one more cycle, meaning with a flat back. And then once you have your flat back, again, spread the fingers as wide as you can, flatten the hands, and I want you to concentrate into pushing into the area where the fingers and the palms meet. That's gonna help spread the weight evenly. Turn the eyes of the elbows forward. You should feel that broaden the shoulders. Engage the core, and you're just going to step both feet straight back for your first plank. And once you're in plank, you're going to push the heels back, Stretch the crown of the head forward. Hips are in line, core is engaged. Then from here, push the mat away, lift the hips, drop the heels. Find your first downward facing dog. And then go ahead and just make whatever movements you feel necessary here. Maybe walk the dog. Maybe three-legged down dog on one side, then the other side. Sway left to right. Your body, your movement. Keep that in mind. And then eventually finding that neutral down dog. Really establish your down dog. Push the mat away with the hands. Lift the hips up and back. Heels are drawing down. They don't have to touch the mat, but they're drawing down. Heart center is pressing towards the legs behind you, and armpits are rotating in towards one another to broaden the shoulders onto the back. On your next inhale, you're going to roll it back out to a high plank. If you need to drop the knees, go for it, but elbows bending backwards, you're going to slowly lower all the way down. Once you're there, flip to the tops of the feet and push into the tops of the feet so much the kneecaps lift off the mat. Squeeze the elbows and relax the shoulders. Exhale all the air out. Inhale up, cobra. Elbows pinned in, and again, if you feel pinching in the lower back, make sure you back out immediately. Exhale is going to release you down. Press it back. Tabletop position. Fingers widespread, hands flat. Keep the right leg straight behind you, and then you're going to angle that right pinky toe down to keep the hips neutral. Strong foundation, the right hand, stretch the left arm long. Keep the gaze down. It's going to keep the head and neck and extension of the spine. Push through the heels, reach to the fingertips. Take an inhale, exhale, knee to elbow, arch the back up. Inhale, stretch it long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale it long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale it long. You can stay here, or you're going to bend the right knee, reach back the left hand, catching the foot or the ankle. Gently kicking it into the hand, opening in that left shoulder. Maintain that strong foundation in the bottom hand. Good. Then with control, you're going to stretch everything long. Just bring the hand down. Tuck the left toes, lift the hips, drop the left heel, three-legged down dog. So left heel's releasing, right heel's reaching. Take an inhale, exhale, right knee to the right elbow, bring the shoulders over the wrist, and then you're going to swing the right foot over, bring the shin down, bring the back knee down, flip to the top of that back foot. And then check back, make sure the toes are pointing straight back. Hips are sinking equally. If you're already feeling too much in the hips, bring the foot closer. If you want to feel more in the hips, bring the shin more parallel. Just make sure that left hip point doesn't start to flare open. Lengthen the spine. You can stay right here. You can come down to the forearms, or you can come all the way down to your sleeping pigeon. Just make sure you're leading with the heart. You don't want to round out the back. Keep the shoulders broad. And again, if you're feeling too much of an opening, foot closer, more of an opening, shin more parallel, relax the shoulders. And then just walk the hands up, bring the torso up with it as well. You're going to pivot onto the right hip, double pigeon or fire log pose. You're going to swing the left leg forward. And as best you can, you're going to stack knee over ankle, ankle over knee, flex the feet. If you have tighter hips, this knee might come up, or more might look like easy pose. But wherever you are, lengthen the spine. Relax the shoulders, and again, you're leading with the heart. You don't want to round out the back. When you're ready, you're going to start to hinge. And you're going to feel that in that left hip a little bit more. Shoulders broad. Another breath here. And then you're going to bring the torso up. Bring the hands behind you, fingertips facing you. Step the feet to mat. Feet hip distance, knees hip distance. Open up the heart. Exhale all the air out, and then you're going to inhale, lift the hips. If it's comfortable, drop the head. Just make sure you're not caving into the shoulders. Press firmly into the feet, firmly into the hands. You can lift the hips up a little bit higher. Release the hips back down. Two peace sign fingers catch the big toes. Heels off the mat, find your balance, and then start to straighten the legs as best you can. So that might be here. That might be here. Wherever that is, you're going to engage the core. Try to keep the legs and the torso right where they are, and release. Opposite hand on shoulder. Keep the elbows pinned in, chin away from the chest. You could stay here, or you're going to take an inhale as you exhale, lower toe hover, chin away from the chest. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, bring it back up. Pause. Arms long. You're going to bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide, catch the feet with the hands, bring the feet down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold again. Be mindful you're not rounding out the back. Spine's long. Shoulders broad. And again, if you have tighter hips, your knees might be up a little bit more. That's okay. Listen to your body. If it hurts, don't do it. Back out. Perfect. Bring the torso up. You're going to just step the feet to the mat. Keep the knees as wide as you can. Pull the heels close. You can use your hands if you need to, or you're just going to rock up onto the toes. Bring the hands to the heart. Lean back and lengthen up. Try to line the shoulders up over the hips. Keep the core engaged and you're stretching the crown of the head up towards the sky to get length through the spine. Then lean forward, hands down, hips high, drop the head, drop the heels. Find your first forward fold. Completely release here. Let the head hang. Neck, toes, and shoulders relax. Make sure you're not locking out the knees. Then you're going to inhale, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Again, inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. And again, inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. This time, inhale the arms out and up, joining the palms fold right through as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold and plant the hands, step the left toes to the back of the mat. Check your alignment. Right foot is in between the hands. If it's not, wiggle it up there. Then you're going to sink the hips, float up onto the fingertips. Push the left heel back, shine the heart center forward, get that length. Take an inhale as you exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten and hold. Work the hips back. Stretch crown head forward. Remember, lead with the heart, shoulders broad. And then let's lunge back into the right knee. Plant the left hand. Reach the right fingertips up towards the sky. You're still pushing back through that left heel. Lunge into the right knee. Sink the hips. Just be mindful you're not caving into that left shoulder. Lengthen on those inhales. Twist as you exhale. Bring the right hand down. Plant the hands as best you can. Step the right foot back. Plank. Knees if you need them, but elbows bending backwards. Slowly lower all the way down. Flip to the tops of the feet. Exhale the air out. Inhale up, cobra. Elbows pinned in, shoulders relaxed. Release it down. Tabletop position. So again, fingers wide spread. Hands flat. This time the left leg's gonna go straight behind. And again, angle that left pinky toe down. Keep the hips neutral. Strong foundation of that left hand. Right arm long. So remember, gaze is down. Right arm in line with that right ear. Push through the heel, reach through the fingertips. Take an inhale, exhale, knee to elbow, arch the back up. Inhale, stretch it long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, long, pause. Stay here, bend the left knee, reach back the right hand, catching the foot or the ankle, gently kicking it into the hand. Maintaining that strong foundation, the bottom hand, breath is steady. Then with control, stretch everything long. Just the hand down. Tuck the right toes, lift the hips, drop that right heel. Three-legged down dog. Right heel's releasing, left heel's reaching. Take an inhale, exhale, knee to elbow, pause. Swing the foot over, shin down, back knee down, flip to the top of the foot. Again, check back. All 5 toes pointing straight back. Hips sinking down equally. Remember, too much of an opening, bring the foot closer. You want more of an opening, bring the shin more parallel. Lengthen the spine, broaden the shoulders. Take it into whatever pigeon your heart desires. And remember, sides might differ, so your right hip might be more open than the left hip. Don't force it on the left hip. They don't need to be the same. Maybe the eyes close here. Deepen the breath. Relax the jaw. Make sure you're leading with the heart. And let's walk the hands up towards that left leg. Same thing here, double pigeon. You're gonna pivot onto the left hip, bring the right leg forward, then as best you can, you're gonna stack ankle over knee, knee over ankle, flex the feet, long spine, hinging from the hips, start to hinge. You're gonna feel that in that right hip a little bit more, your feet are still flexed, your shoulders are still broad. And then let's bring the torso up. Same thing, hands behind you, fingertips facing you. Step the feet to the mat if you want to take it a little further this time. Straighten the legs, point the toes, open up the heart. Exhale the air out, inhale, lift the hips, drop the head if it's comfortable. Again, make sure you're not caving into the shoulders. Keep the hips high. Release the hips back down. Step the feet to the mat if they're not. Catch the two big toes. Heels off the mat, and again, you're gonna straighten the legs as best you can. Keep the legs in the torso right where they are. Release. Opposite hand up shoulder. Elbows pin in, chin away from the chest. Stay here. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lower to a hover. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, hover. Inhale it up. Exhale, hover. Inhale it up. Pause. Arms long. Soles of the feet together. Wrap the hands around the feet. Knees wide. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Broad shoulders. Spine's not long. Lead with the heart. Another breath here. Bring the torso up. Step the feet to the mat. Remember, keep the knees wide. Heels as close as you can get them with or without the hands. Rock up onto the toes. Hands to the heart. Lean back. Lengthen up. Hands down. Hips high. Drop the head, drop the heels. Again, completely release here. Let the head hang. Neck, toes, shoulders relax. Make sure you're not locking out the knees. Relax those toes. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Again, inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. And again, inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. This time, inhale the arms out and up, joining the palms, fold right through on your exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold and plant the hands, right toes to the back. Left foot is in between the hands, knee is over ankle, sink the hips, float up onto the fingertips. Really push the right heel back, shine the heart center forward. Take an inhale as you exhale, straighten that left leg. Inhale, bend into it. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten and hold for a few breaths here. Work the hips back. Stretch around the head forward, lead with the heart, shoulders are broad. Make sure your right hip isn't flaring open. Lunge back into the left knee. Plant the right hand, sweep the left fingertips up towards the sky. You're still pushing through that right heel. Lunge into left knee, sink the hips, make sure you're not sinking into that right shoulder. Left hand down. Plant the hands, step the left foot back, knees if you need them, elbows bending backwards, lower all the way down. Flip to the tops of the feet. Exhale all the air out. Inhale up for your final cobra. Elbows pinned in, shoulders broad. Release it back down. You can go through tabletop first. We're gonna end up in down dog, or you're just gonna come to the toes. Pin the elbows in, engage the core. You're gonna push yourself back up, plank. Push it back. Downward facing dog. Gaze forward, walk or quietly float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold right away. Let's inhale the arms out and up, joining the palms. Fold right through as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold and plant the hands, right toes back, left toes back, plank. Knees if you need them, halfway down and hold. Pin the elbows in, hips are in line, core is engaged. Flip to the tops of the feet, up dog. Thighs and legs off the mat, sink the hips, open up the heart. Exhale over the toes, downward facing dog. One more, sun A. Gaze forward, walk or quietly float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale the arms out and up, joining the palms, fold right through as you exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold and plant the hands, left toes back, right toes back, plank. Elbows running backwards, halfway down, pause. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And let's inhale that right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose this time. Squeeze the thigh and really arch the back up. Softly step the foot through. Sink the hips. Come up onto the fingertips. When you're ready, high lunge. Push back through that left heel. Lunge into the right knee. Sink the hips. Pivot the back heel down. Open up the heart, or open up the arms, warrior two. Push at the back foot. Lunge into the right knee, and then you're steering the knee towards the pinky toe. Reach through the fingertips. Bring the hands to the heart. You're gonna straighten the front leg. Bend into the back knee. Turn the right toes up. Use the hands if you need to. Hands can be down, or hands can be at the heart. But wherever you are, left elbow is gently opening up that left hip. You wanna make sure you're not caving into the arch of that left foot. Make sure you're not sinking into a nice long spine. Push through that front foot. See if you can angle all 5 of those toes up. Maybe the eyes close. Just another moment here. If the eyes are still closed, blink the eyes open. With or without the use of the hands, this is gonna turn back into your warrior two. Flip the right palm. Inhale forward, exhale, exalted warrior. Lunge into the knee. Steer the knee towards the pinky toe, reach for that wall behind you. Inhale it up. Exhale, extended side angle. Right forearm onto the thigh. Left fingertips are gonna reach forward. Left arm is in line with that left ear. You're gonna rotate the left pinky down and rotate the left rib cage open. Make sure you're not caving into that right shoulder. Circle the left hand down. Pivot off the left heel. Reach the right fingertips up just for a moment. And then you're gonna toe heel the right foot over to the edge of the mat. Make sure the right toes are facing forward. Release the right hand to the inside of the right foot, runner's lunge. Push back through that left heel. Lunge into the knee, sink the hips. Open up the heart. Don't let that right knee flare open. If you feel like you can go further, come down to the forearms. Just make sure you're not sinking into the shoulders. Really getting into those hips. Good. If you're down on the forearms, come back up to the palms of the hands. Turn the right toes open. Step the left foot forward. Sink the hips, and eventually hands are going to come to the heart for your malasana. You might notice that right hip's a lot more open, or maybe the left hip's more open for you. Just be mindful you're not caving into the arches. Lean back, lengthen up, shoulders broad. Hands down, hips high. Bring the feet at least hip distance. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Find a chair pose. Again, arms are gonna frame out the ears. Tuck the tailbone, so if it feels like that butt's popping out, iron that out. Sink the hips 1 inch deeper. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold and plant the hands. You could walk back, jump back, or go right to down dog. Either way, we'll all meet in down dog, whether you go through a vinyasa or not. Once you're back in that down dog, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze the thigh and arch the back up. Softly step it through. Check your alignment. Sink the hips, float up onto the fingertips. When you're ready, high crescent lunge. Push back through the right heel, lunge into the knees, sink the hips, pivot the back heel down, open it up for your warrior two. Push away with the back foot, lunge into the left knee, steer the knee towards the pinky toe, reach to the fingertips, bring the hands to the heart, straighten the left leg. You're gonna bend into the back knee, turn the left toes up. So again, you can use your hands, you don't need to. Right elbow gently opens up the hip. Make sure you're not caving to the arch of that right foot. Push through that left foot, that's your front foot. Angle all 5 toes up. Maybe the eyes close. A few breaths here. Getting into that right hip. If the eyes are closed, eyes blink open. Your choice, again, with or without the hands. Warrior 2. Catch your warrior 2. Keep the legs as they are. Flip the left palm. Inhale forward. Exhale, reverse. Stay lunged into that left knee and make sure you're steering that knee towards the pinky toe. Reach for that wall behind you. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, left forearm, left thigh. Right fingertips forward. Right arm in line with that right arm. Pinkies rotating down. Rotate the right ribcage up and keep the left hip tucked. Maybe use that left arm to steer the knee towards the pinky toe. Think about it as getting as long as you can all the way from that back foot. Reaching out the right fingertips. Circle the right hand down. Pivot off the right heel. Left fingertips up. Take a breath here in your twist. Toe heel the left foot over. Make sure the toes are facing forward. Release the left hand down. So remember, toes right behind the heels. Push back through the right heel. Sink the hips, open up the heart. Again, if you feel like you can take it further, find the forearms. Just make sure you're not sinking into the shoulders. If you can't breathe, that's a pretty good sign you've gone too far. Relax the jaw. Another breath here. If you're on the forearms, find the hands. Turn the left toes open. Step the right foot forward. Find your Malasana. Again, sink into it. Hands to the heart. Lean back. Lengthen up. Make sure you're not caving into the arches of the feet. Keep the shoulders broad. Hands down. Hips high. Bring the feet at least hip distance. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Find your chair pose. Tuck the tailbone. Engage the core, sink the hips 1 inch deeper. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold and plant the hands. Walk back, jump back, float back. Flow through. Or right to your downward facing dog. Once you're in your down dog, keeping the legs as straight as you can. Just walk the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, you're gonna bend the knees, sink the hips. Find your chair. Peak pose, flying pigeon. Hands to the heart. Strong foundation, that left foot. You're gonna cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Stop wherever you want. You're gonna hinge. Hands come down. Right knee is gonna come to the back of the right arm. Right foot's gonna hook onto the left arm. You're gonna use those left toes to move forward. Maybe the left foot comes off the mat. Maybe the left leg straightens up towards the sky. Push through the hands, breathe. You can jump back if you want, or just bring the toes down, and we'll move on to the other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Chair. Strong foundation, that right foot, left ankle, right thigh. Hands to the heart. Hinge. Hands down. Make sure you got that strong foundation. Left knee, back of the left arm. Left foot hooks onto the right arm. Come onto the right toes. Use those toes to move forward. Right foot might leave the mat. Right leg might straighten up towards the sky. Make sure you're breathing. Come out of it when you're ready. Find a child's pose. Take a moment here. Walk the hands up towards the knees and just come into a seated position. Let the backs of the hands rest on the knees. Shoulders relax on the back, eyes gently closed. And then sweeping the arms up overhead, sealing in the energy we just created by joining the hands together. And releasing that energy to the heart center. I want to thank you for taking this class. Namaste. And namaste the fuck at home, please, so we don't spread this virus. Thank you.